Open any used oil analysis forum and eventually the question appears. A driver switches from conventional oil to Mobil 1, drives a few thousand miles, and pulls the dipstick to find something unexpected. The oil has turned a deep red or amber. Not black, not dark brown, red. The immediate assumption is that something has gone wrong. The oil is not contaminated. There is no coolant in the crankcase. What is happening inside that engine is a precise, predictable chain of chemical events that only occurs because the oil is performing exactly as it was formulated to perform. Two separate mechanisms drive the color shift, and understanding them requires looking at what separates Mobil 1's chemistry from a standard petroleum product in the first place. The antioxidant package in Mobil 1 is built around two primary chemical families: hindered phenols and alkylated diphenylamines. These compounds are the oil's primary defense against oxidation. Every time a combustion cycle generates heat, and the oil carries that heat through the engine. Oxygen in the crankcase atmosphere attacks the hydrocarbon chains in the base oil. That attack proceeds through a chain reaction driven by free radicals, highly reactive molecular fragments that multiply rapidly if nothing intercepts them. Hindered phenols and alkylated diphenylamines intercept those radicals. They sacrifice themselves, donating their own molecular components to stop the chain reaction before it propagates through the base oil. One antioxidant molecule can neutralize multiple radical species before it is consumed. That is the job it was designed for, and it is irreversible. Once sacrificed, the antioxidant compound is chemically altered and cannot return to its original state. The structural rearrangement that results from that sacrifice is where the red color originates. When hindered phenols and alkylated diphenylamines undergo the molecular changes caused by radical quenching, the resulting compounds contain conjugated chemical systems called chromophores. A chromophore is a molecular arrangement that absorbs light at specific wavelengths and reflects what remains. The chromophores formed by oxidized antioxidants in Mobil 1. At normal engine operating temperatures absorb strongly in the blue and green wavelengths of visible light. What reflects back to the eye falls in the orange to red range. This is the same underlying principle behind why cut apple flesh darkens to brown when exposed to air, or why autumn leaves shift from green to red as their chemical structures transform. The molecule changes its geometry. The geometry changes how it interacts with light. Mobil 1 looks red because the antioxidants completed the task they were formulated for. The second mechanism activates specifically when Mobil 1 enters an engine that previously ran conventional petroleum oil. Calcium salicylate and magnesium detergents are not passive chemicals. They are formulated to seek out and dissolve the oxidation deposits that accumulate on metal surfaces inside engines that ran conventional petroleum products. Conventional oil, especially when stretched past its service interval or subjected to sustained heat cycling, leaves behind deposits called a varnish. Varnish is a thin, baked-on layer of oxidized petroleum residue, typically amber to dark brown, that adheres to metal surfaces in the valve train, on piston ringlands, and along oil gallery walls. It forms as conventional oil's hydrocarbon chains undergo oxidation and polymerization at high temperatures, cross-linking into semi-solid compounds that the old oil can no longer carry in suspension. Mobil 1's detergent package dissolves those deposits at the molecular level. The calcium salicylate component is particularly effective at dispersing amber-colored oxidation products. As the detergents break down and lift varnish from engine surfaces, those dissolved compounds enter the oil stream as suspended particles. The mass of dissolved varnish carries its original amber and red-brown color directly into the oil, tinting the fluid in a way that becomes visible on the dipstick or when drained into a clear container. The fact that this red phase occurs specifically with premium high antioxidant synthetics and not with conventional oil answers an implicit question most viewers will have. If the chemistry produces a visible color, why does not every oil look red after a few thousand miles? Conventional petroleum oil contains antioxidants, but at concentrations and complexity levels calibrated for the shorter, lower temperature service cycle that a conventional product is expected to survive. Standard Group 1 and Group 2. Base oils use simpler antioxidant chemistry at lower loading. When those antioxidants are consumed by free radicals, they do form degradation products. But the total volume of chromophore-generating compounds produced is too low to create a visible color shift in the bulk oil. A laboratory spectrometer can detect the signal. A dipstick cannot. The same gap applies to varnish solubilization. Conventional oil does not carry the detergent concentration or the chemical specificity of calcium salicylate that allows Mobil 1 to dissolve existing deposits rapidly. When a conventional oil is swapped for another conventional oil in an engine with existing varnish, most of those deposits stay where they are. The new oil shifts gradually from light amber to dark brown as combustion byproducts accumulate over the interval, but the distinctive dissolved varnish red-amber phase that a calcium salicylate detergent package drives either does not occur or moves so slowly it blends invisibly into the standard darkening curve. The red color is not incidental to Mobil 1's formulation. It is the visible signature of antioxidant and detergent chemistry operating at a concentration level that standard petroleum products were not built to deliver. Conventional oil does not turn red for the same reason a flashlight does not illuminate a darkened stadium. The mechanism exists, the output is simply too low to read. This amber-red phase is temporary. As the cleaning cycle progresses and combustion byproducts accumulate from normal engine operation, the oil color shifts from red toward dark brown and eventually to the black that drivers recognize as normal, used oil. The black is primarily carbon soot from combustion blow. By that crosses the piston ring pack and enters the crankcase. That soot overwhelms the earlier red and amber tints as its concentration builds across the drain interval. The color is diagnostic information, not an alarm. Red oil is oil whose antioxidants have been working. Amber oil is oil that has been dissolving deposits that existed in the engine before the synthetic arrived. Black oil is oil that has accumulated normal combustion byproducts across a full service interval. What the color does not reveal is how much protection the oil has remaining. Total base number depletion, oxidation readings, viscosity stability, and iron content from wear are the measurements that describe the oil's current condition. A red oil with a depleted total base number is in more trouble than a black oil still holding alkaline reserve. Color narrates what happened. Oil analysis reads what is happening now. Change on the manufacturer's recommended schedule. Run an oil analysis on the used sample if you want the actual picture. And when Mobil 1 comes out red, understand that you are looking at chemistry that did exactly what it cost extra to do.